Welcome back. It's still Monday, June 1st, 2020, and it is time for lesson 13-5, counting sets of coins. Before you begin, you should always put 1 penny, heads up, tails up. 1 nickel, heads up, tails up. 1 dime, heads up, tails up. 1 quarter, heads up, tails up. And then if you have a little piece of paper and you just make little squares, you can put 1 cent, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. If you don't need that, that's okay. But if you need it, it's really helpful to have that so you can just quickly look up so you know what the coins are. Okay? So open up to the middle. And it says, I'm going to just rotate this a little bit. You can count to find the value of coins. So remember, on each coin, you should write how much it's worth. So this is a dime, it's worth 10. So I'm going to write 10. These are pennies. You know those because they're brown. So you're going to write 1 on all of these. These 2 are nickels. This is 1 head, 1 tail. They're worth 5. And there's my quarter, it's worth 25. Okay, you always start counting with the coin that's worth the most amount of money. So that's the quarter. So here's my quarter, so I'm going to say 25. Then I go to my dime, 25 plus 10 more is 35. Then my nickels, then my pennies. Oh, they're just telling you to go from count quarters, then dimes, then nickels, then pennies. So here we go. Put your finger on the quarter over here and you say 25. Now touch the dime and you say 35. Now touch the nickel and say 40, 45. Now the pennies, 46, 47, 48. Now, normally we wouldn't have it twice, but I would put the coins up here. I would say 25, 10, 5, 5, 1, 1, 1. So that I'm looking, I'm saying 25 plus 10 is 35, plus 5 is 40, plus 5 is 45, plus 1 is 46, plus 1 is 47, plus 1 is 48. So I have how much in all? 48 cents. Make sense? Haha, I made a joke. Makes sense. So let's do our guided practice. It says count, then write how much money in all. So again, let's write how much each coin is worth. 25, 10, 10, 10, 1, 1. Okay? Can you see that or is it too far away from you? Oof. I really struggle with this. So if I have a quarter, I have 25, so trace over the 25. And if I add the 10, I have 35. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to get you closer to see it. A little tight. Oh, I think that's better. That's better. Okay. Plus 10 more is 45. Plus 10 more is 55. Plus 1 is 56. Plus 1 is 57. 57 cents. Now, if you have been playing that Kitty Bank money game, this is going to be very easy for you. And that was the reason why I gave you that game. That game is all about practicing how to go from coin to coin to coin. All right, let's look at number 2. This is a quarter, it's worth 25. This is a dime, it's worth 10. This is a nickel, it's worth 5. This is a nickel, it's worth 5. This is a penny, it's worth 1. Okay, so let's count them up. Well, if I have this, I have 25. Now, one of the things that some of the kids have had trouble with is going from 25 to 35. So I want to use an example here that I would have used in class. Right, you remember we did tens, so that's 10. And there's 20. It's so hard to do the 5. Wait till you see what I have to do. All right. This is when I really miss being in school. So here's 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. I love painter's tape. So do you see that that's 25? So that's what a quarter equals. Well, when I add a dime is adding 10. Well, guess what is a 10? A rod. So I want you to see. So I have 25. Now, when I add another dime, 25 plus 10, I started with 25 is 2 10s and 5 1s, and I'm just adding another 10. So that's how it's 25 plus 10 is 35. The ones never change. I just added a 10. Okay? So when I have 25 and I add a 10, I have 35. 35 plus 5 is 40. 40 plus 5 is 45. 45 plus 1, 46. I have 46 cents. Does that help you? When you think of adding a dime, you're adding another rod. You're adding a 10. All right. Let's go down to number 3. What's that coin? That's a $50. So that's 50 cents. Okay? This is a dime, and it's worth 10 cents. And a dime worth 10 cents, and a nickel worth 5 cents, and a penny worth 1, and a penny worth 1. So I have 50 plus 10 is 60, plus 10 is 70, plus 5 is 75, plus 1 is 76, plus 1, 77, and I have 77 cents in all. It says, do you understand? Why should you start counting with the $50 in exercise 3? Well, you should be saying, you always start with the coin that's worth the most money. Can you say that? You always start with the coin that's worth the most money. Makes life way easier. All right, are you ready? So, I want you to go ahead and look at the coins in number 4 and write the amount of money in each one. Do that now by yourself. Write the amount of money that each of those is worth. Go ahead. So you should have written 25, 10, 10, 5, 5, 1. Did you do that? 25, 10, 10, 5, 5, 1. Now, just like we did over here, we're just going to add them together. So I'm going to start with 25. When I add 10, it's 35. Remember I did that up here? So what if I add another 10? Right? Only the 10 is going to change. 45, 50, 55, 56. 56 cents in all. Is that what you got? Great. All right, number 5. Go ahead and put how much each of those is worth. Be really careful with that first one. Okay, so you should have done 50, 10, 10, 10, 1. How'd you do? Good, good. All right, let's add it up. 50 plus 10 is 60, plus 10 is 70, plus 10 is 80, plus 1 is 81. How much in all? 81 cents. And always, this number is just going to be the number that we ended with because we don't have any more coins to add. All right, the last one. Go ahead, put all the amounts on the coins. I'll give you a minute. All right. 50, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1. It's much easier here to tell which coin is which because you see the color of them. When you get to the black and white page, that's when you actually have to really look at them. And that's why it would help if you have those coins up here that is one heads, one tail. So you can look at the face. That will be really helpful. Okay. And the most important thing is if you look at these right here, here's the quarter, the dime, the nickel, and the 50-cent piece is the same thing. All the silver coins, the head is looking this way. The penny, the head looks the other way. That is helpful to look at which way it's facing. Okay, you ready? So I have 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 67 cents. How'd you do? Excellent. Okay, go ahead and turn to the back. I keep using a Sharpie, so I have to use a different paper because it goes through. But I do it so you can see it. All right, so you have a yellow box here. It says, Sally has 45 cents. She has 3 coins. What coins could she have? So I want you to draw 3 big circles. Well, what coin do you have that's worth the most? You have a $50. That's worth 50. Well, that's going to be too much. So I'm not going to use that. But what's the next largest amount for a coin? A quarter. So let's try a quarter. So put 25 because 25 is less than 45. Okay. So what's the next biggest coin? A dime. What's it worth? 10 cents. So if I add a dime to 25, what am I going to get? 35, right? Okay. So 25 plus 10 is 35. That's still less than that number. So what else could I add here to get to that number? Well, 25, 35. What if I add another 10? That 45, 25. So let's write it underneath. 25, 35, 45. It worked. It worked. All right. It says, Rena wants to buy yarn for 66 cents. Here are the coins in her change purse. Which coin does Rena need to buy the yarn? Okay, well, this is 10, this is 5, and this is 50. All right, so you always start with the coin that's worth the most amount of money. So I have 50, 50. If I add the 10, I have 60. If I add the nickel, I have 65. How do I get to 66? What do I have to add? The penny. 66. Okay, it says, draw a toy that you might buy for 72 cents. I'm going to say, see how here's this box. I'm going to draw a line here. Okay, do you notice I have a big area here and a small area? In the small area here, draw something that you think you could buy for 72 cents. Maybe a doll, a car, I don't know, bubbles. I have no idea what would be 72 cents. But now over here, we're going to make 72 cents. So nobody or very few people have $50. But we can use quarters. So let's do 1 quarter. And let's do another quarter. So now I have 25, 50. Well, if I use another quarter, that would be 75 cents. That's too much money. So what's the next largest coin? a dime, which is worth 10. So if I add that, I now have 60 cents. And let's add another dime. That's 70 cents. And now let's add a penny. That's 71 cents. And another penny, and that's 72 cents. So see how you write in the circle, that's the coin. So you know these are quarters, these are dimes, and these are pennies. Now, could you do it another way? Sure, of course you could do it other ways. I could have done 7 dimes and 2 pennies. I could have done quarters, nickels, dimes, and pennies. I could have done it any, but this is the way that's the fewest number of coins. Okay? So this should have been relatively easy for you because you've been playing the game, and that game really set you up for this. So now in your in your math book, you're going to complete page 187 and 188. If you're having trouble, if you make a lot of mistakes, send a picture of the mistakes you're making, and I can help you so that you won't continue to make those mistakes. Okay? And this is the last time you're going to see me today. You're going to watch a social studies video on Me on the Map, and then I have another hysterical handwriting sheet for you. But I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.